All right, today's the day. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. We're gonna make that there hanging file folder or a journal from two hanging file folders that I've talked about on several Same Six Wednesdays, because it's the kind of journal I made for that round of 4, y'all. Any hoodles. These are different hanging file folders than what I used for that, but they're still hanging file folders, okay? And the first thing is you want to remove the metal hanger part. And sometimes that little folded edge over the metal thing will just pop right up, and other times you got to work at it, and still other times like this one I had to really work at it. Now my Same Six journal, I was able to save and use the inside part from where that folded over the metal things. This one only got little pieces left, so there's that. And I decided to make it the same size as I did the other one, which is 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. I know it's kind of a weird size, isn't it? I've been thinking about that since I finished this one, and I thought, well, that was a weird size the first time, and it's still a weird size this time. Any hoots. Now we got to trim that off. There's sometimes this gluey stuff in there which just scrapes right off. It turns to dust. It scrapes off. I wouldn't necessarily breathe it, but it's there, just so you know. And like I said, this one got pretty gnarly. My nose is stopped up right now, y'all. I'm okay though. I am using the already scored marks on the hanging folder to make my spine, because the folder itself is going to be the spine. And for the one that goes on the outside, which becomes the outside cover, I am making it's about a 1/2 inch, and then the one on the inside is about 1/4 of an inch, okay? Excuse me for all that snorting, y'all. It gives your stuff inside expansion. As y'all know, I said I need a lot of expansion with my pages. Anywho, that's what we're doing. We're cleaning up the areas, and we're scoring, or not scoring because it's already scored. We're folded over where we want it, which is why I've not cut the width. I've only cut the height at 8 3/4 inches, y'all. And using a bone folder, not a real bone. It's still funny. So anyway, we will reinforce that, but unfortunately that part didn't get filmed. So what I did, I'm going to tell you right now what I did to reinforce on both of those, the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. I took a strip of the folder and cut it down to approximately 1/2 inch and glued that on the outside piece in the center. And then I trimmed that one in half-ish and glued that in the center of the more narrow piece of folder. And I put the brown side facing up because I glued it on the inside. So, and I did not line this one because I'm thinking I'm going to give it away. Check the description box for information, should such information exist. Okay, so now we're measuring out and we're going from the score mark for our spine, 8 3/4 wide, and from the folded spine on this side, 8 3/4, so that we have 8 3/4 on both flaps for the top, and a 1/2 inch spine. And then for the inside one, we're going to do the same thing. We're measuring from that score fold, 8 3/4. So we'll have 8 3/4 on the back, 8 3/4 on the front flap, and 1/4 inch. And this is the inside, I guess it's a signature flat page. We've got our craft colored deli paper coming up, so stay for that if you want to see it anyway. I presume you want to see it. You're here. So I've got 2 pieces there. You really need 3 if you're going to do this. Now, I did this, like I said, for the same 6 journal because I wanted to add a visual page break because I was doing, or am doing, the different artist stuff on each page. And I didn't know how similar or dissimilar they would be, and I wanted that visual break. And I chose the craft colored because I have it, and because it seemed to have blended and worked well with the hanging file folder colors. Okay, so I've cut my height to the 8 3/4. I've added, it's about a 1/2 inch. It's not really 1/2 inch. I don't know how wide that double-sided tape is. Maybe it's 1/4 inch, probably around 1/4 inch. I don't know. And I've put that there so I can join the 2 pieces because they're only 12 inches wide, and I need one that's 17.5 inches or something like that. I'm not real measuring. So now I'm folding up next to where my deli paper has overlapped each other. You actually want kind of or reinforce that area because it's going to be like page, and deli paper is kind of thin. It's pretty resilient stuff though. Even when it gets wet, it's pretty resilient paper, just saying. I don't know about this one because I don't know if I've gotten the brown one wet. She says that she crawfishes one way or the other. So that's our first one, and I'm going to leave the deli paper extra wide there so it can fold over, because you might want to fold, you might not, I don't know. And so this is going to be our second one. As you can see, that sheet was tore. Matters not, because we're cutting it to 8 3/4 tall. All right, and then we're going to use the double-sided tape again. Oh, we're going to trim this down to, I think I went with 9 3/4 or 9.5 or something like that. Just because we're not going to need all that. I am just putting this on one side. You will see. So we're going to put our double-sided tape on, well, we got to straighten that edge up first because it's important. So we're going to put that on there, right on the edge. Guy. Sticking it down. Be sure you burnish your tapes now, y'all. Hopefully this tape holds pretty good. Because, these are the spine pieces. These are going in the spine-ish. So, burnish that stuff. I'm going to pre-fold it because I'm going to fold it over onto itself. Because I'm reinforcing it, right? Folding it onto itself. So we're going to pull that off. We're going to fold it over. Now it's reinforced. And do I fold it again? I think I do fold it again. Because I don't know. Oh, yeah, because that's going on the spine. Bless my heart. See? It just slides right in there. Nice, y'all. Now, some of my edges stick out, and I'll trim them off later when you're not looking. So now we're putting our spine pieces already been reinforced because we didn't get that part filmed because we wanted to leave something out. Something for your imagination, I guess. So we're putting our double-sided tape. So that must be pretty close to a 1/2 inch. Anyway, now I'm going to try to lay my deli paper in there and get it kind of straight. And I fiddle fart with that, fiddle around with it. Sorry about that farting thing. Anyway, fiddle around with that, and I'm just gonna keep messing, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, for heaven's sakes, just go on there already. And I'm like, fine, I'll try to do it this way. I'm trying to center it top to bottom and get it centered on the double-sided tape, which is on the spine. As you can see, we're burnishing that down. Now we've got extra wide flips or papers at the edge. Well, I guess we'll fold those over in a minute. Now we're doing the more narrow. Now you can put more than, one, or more than, you could use more than 2 folders if you want to. You can do however many you want to. It can be whatever size you want it to be. So, coffee. So, I'm keeping the leftover pieces, and somebody, they could be used for other decorative pieces. This is not decorated whatsoever, pretty much, other than the outside spine. If you saw the thumbnail, you'll see. Anyway, that's about it. So they could be used for pockets or flips or flaps or cards or whatever. So this is where I'm folding over the excess that's sticking out, because remember, it's wider than what we needed. But we needed to make more wider deli paper. Anyway, folding it on the inside, and at some point I paper clip it so that it's not flip-flopping around and annoying me as I'm assembling this. Yes, you want to assemble it this way. If you want the deli paper to act as a visual break from journal spread to journal spread. You don't have to if you don't want to. You could use white or clear translucent. What's that stuff called? Glassine. You could even use glassine if you wanted to, or just plain old tissue paper or tracing paper. Tracing paper is a great visual divider. So we've got that already. We are punching holes. We're using the small hole on the crocodile, and we're setting 3 eyelets because we're gonna do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, y'all. And I thought, yeah, was it 3? I had to go back and check. So I've got 1 in the middle, and then I put 1 on each side at the 3-inch mark on my ruler, my centering ruler, y'all. That's what we're doing. And we're going to set some eyelets. I got to figure out my tool. I'm like, yeah, is that the right one? No, that's probably close, and that'll be fine. Now for this one, because this is the inside, I'm putting the pretty side of my eyelet on the top, on the inside part, okay? I know this part may be a bit confusing, but it's the pretty side. The not so pretty side will go against the spine of the other piece so that you can't necessarily see it. So now we're going to move to the other piece. We've already punched our holes, and we're going to set our eyelets in there. And these are going with the pretty side on the green side, the outside, okay? Because this is going to be the outside spine, okay? Okay. And I did pretty good. I only had to hammer 1 of them. I don't show you hammering it because sometimes I have squishing hand problems. Squishing. So I had to go hammer 1 of them. Bam it a little bit. Make it get in there and act right. So there we go. Okay. They lined up. I was like, wow, that was pretty good. So now I'm going to add the closure. Technically on this, I could have waited till I was done to put the closure on, but for whatever reason, I thought I needed to put it on there now. And I'm doing the same kind of closure I did for the other one, which is simply a little clippy thing on a piece of elastic cord which gives you a little bit of stretch should you happen to need a little stretch. Okay, and I'm marking center-ish, and then we're going to glue on this here hole that we punched. Okay, we're gluing it. It's going to happen. Ta-da, it happened. So we're squishing that down, and I'm going to center on that. Center, center, center. And smooshing it down. Burnishing it. Burnishing that hole on there. Now we're going to poke a hole in it. We're going to use the same size eyelet. And we're using black eyelets, and we'll use black embroidery floss in a minute. Can't see the hole. Put some ink on it. You can't see. I don't know if you can see the hole or not now. You dirt sure can't now because we're going to poke. Now it's not there anymore. Get the eyelet. Guess I could have sped this up, but whatever. Why is that? Oh, because it's a different tool. That's why. I'm like, why is that different? Because it was a different tool. Same brand, just this one's a handheld, and the other one's considered tabletop, I guess. I don't know. Big mouth? I don't know. So here's our elastic cord, and I put it through the little eye on the clippy thing. They probably have an official name. I don't know what such initial or official name is of this kind of clippy thing. So I'm putting both loose ends of elastic cord through the eyelet. Okay. It takes a minute, y'all. Okay, we got it through there. Now I'm going to tie it in a knot because in my head that knot's going to work. And I tie a double knot, but I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't work. So I pull those loose and then just do hold the two together and knot it that way in one knot, just like that, y'all. So it doesn't pop back through the eyelet. Although I guess it could pop back through the eyelet if you pulled it hard enough. It could, I reckon. So I'm like, yeah. And I had that little piece, I don't know if you see it right there, that I pointed at, and I was going to cover that up. But that's obviously not going to cover up that big knot, because now we have a big knot. So now we're going to use another piece of our extra bits, our trimmings. And I'm like, yeah, that'll probably work. Should have been just a little wider, but it's okay as it is. It's perfect, actually, I'm sure. So whoever gets this can add a layer of pretty paper on the inside to cover up if they want to, whatever they want to do. Look in the description box so you can see what it is you might need to do. Gluing that up. Aileen's original tacky glue. It's my favorite. And again, I'm putting the brown side up as it is less visually disturbing when you have the same colors going on. Okay. And we got to clamp that all up. Clamp it, y'all. Clamp it good. Okay, clamp it. All right. And hold it. And moving on. That has now dried, excuse me. So, this is embroidery floss. It's black. So it looks a lot like the elastic cord, but it is not elastic, okay? So we're just 3-hole pamphlet stitching, starting from the outside. I go to the top hole. Sometimes you have to kind of realign your holes. Now we're going to the bottom hole. Now we're going back through the center hole to the outside, but you want to be careful. You don't want to split your thread, because then you can't pull your two ends taut. That means tight, only it's a fancy word for tight. It's not like tight, it's just taut. I don't know. Look at that dictionary online. Google it. Or go it, whatever makes you happy. So I'm leaving really long threads. Are they really long? They're pretty long. They're not super long. And now I'm going through to the inside and tying. I'm coming back through the same hole, not splitting my thread, because we're putting dangly threads on it, y'all, because they look cool. I think they look cool. They looked cool on my other one, so they're going to look cool on this one, because I said so. So, threading the needle, and we're going to go into the top hole, and we're going to wrap around that center line and back out through the top hole. Okay, and we're going to tie that. Come on up, Molly. So that's what we're doing. And then we've got some other threads that are basically about that length as well. And we are going to use a crochet hook, and we're sticking the crochet hook through the thread that goes across or down, up and down, and pulling the loop through that thread, and then the two loose ends of the thread through the loop, so that they are on there, but they're not tied. They could be undid if you wanted to. And just doing that. I don't know, I put on 6 or 8, I don't know, y'all. And I'm trying to, because they will slide up and down that spine string, okay? So you can position them wherever you want to, if you want to. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And I think I have 2 more pieces over there I'm going to pull over, because those were scraps. Well, not scraps, but those were miscuts or whatever they were, y'all. It's not important what they were, because now they're floofles. They're floofles on the spine of this hanging file folder journal, okay? You could put other paper pages in there, other papers in there if you want to. If you have some mono printed paper, that would be fun. Or just regular. I mean, not that it's just regular, but scrapbook paper and school paper, whatever paper you want in there. And now I'm just fiddling around with it. And here we go with a little flip. See, ta-da! Center. And there, that's not too horrible back there. And then there's our little extra bits. Because we have a few little extra bits, not a lot. And like I said, the hanging part tore up pretty good. Ta-da! Photo montage! I hope y'all enjoyed this how-to on this little journal. It was fairly quickish. I don't know how long. Didn't time it. Videos list 30 minutes, so we did okay. And let me just say I appreciate each and every one of you. Kind comments, likes, shares, and subscriptions. Have you subscribed today? It's free to subscribe. It's fun. Okay. Check the information. It might be interesting to you. Maybe not. Yep. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all. Make more